Hi, how are you all? Hope everybody is safe and sound. And it's very difficult and very artificial to take class without you people in front of me, and this is the first time doing it. So, any flaws, forgive. Okay, we are going directly to the chapter. This is Mars in the seventh house, written by R.K. Narayan. The introduction about R.K. Narayan has been sent to your as a link to your Google Classroom. Please go through it. So we are not going to discuss R.K. Narayan anymore. We are directly going to the text. And Mars in the seventh house is a chapter taken from R.K. Narayan's memoir, My Days, and it has been issued during his birth centenary after his death actually. So these are all his personal experiences that he discusses, and this particular chapter, Mars in the seventh house, discusses his teenage, his obstructions, the hurdles that he had to go through during his teenage, the budding writer. So this is very important phase of his life where he succeeds in all the ventures through so many difficulties, through many hurdles. So Mars in the seventh house means this is astrology. In Malayalam, we call it Chovvadosham. So there are many girls and boys, men, women who were not able to marry because of this problem existed. They had this Mars in the seventh house. So they can't marry a normal person, but a person with the same problem. So these are all realities existed in our society. So R.K. Narayan is writing against that through this particular chapter. So we are going to the text. Look at the text. Sighing over a pretty face and form seen on a balcony or from across the street or in a crowd, longing for love, in a social condition in which, at least in those days, boys and girls were segregated and one never spoke to anyone but a sister. So he is talking about those days when he was a teenager, and so the pretty faces of a girl, anywhere, she can be anywhere, on a balcony in her house, or she can be in a street or in a crowd, he will get attracted to her because he is longing for love. This is very human. All human beings are longing for love. They need love and affection, and especially at this particular age, boys and girls are attracted to each other, and they want to make friendship. But in those days, even today, in our society, in our cultural context, it is very difficult to make friendship, or it is very difficult to think of love and love marriage. Everything is like a ban in our society. So you can imagine during British India, before independence, how it would be. So it will be very difficult for a boy and a girl to meet, to chat, of course without phone. There is no scope of communication at all. So the boys and girls were segregated, they were made apart, they had no scope of meeting each other, they were separated, and one never spoke to anyone but a sister. So a boy, if he speaks to anyone, any girl, it should be his sister. All other girls are for him outsiders. So that is a social condition. I had to pass through a phase of impossible love sickness. So R.K. Narayan too, like all the teenagers had to pass through love sickness. We have heard about homesickness, seasickness. So this is a sort of sickness, love sickness, because you are not able to love, but you are full of love. So he is going through that phase, love sickness. Perhaps the great quantity of fiction I read prepared my mind to fall in love with all and sundry, all one sided, of course. So he is talking about his condition. Akhenaran was a voracious reader. Especially, he had this background of education in his house. His father was a teacher. Even though they were 8 children, they were able to get good education, to make utilize a library well. So he read many books at the very early stages of his life. So especially at the beginnings, we will read romantic love books, stories related to love, and we have so many fantasies, imaginations inside us. So he was passing through such a phase. He is saying that he prepared his mind reading all these love stories. He was imagining himself as a hero falling in love. So he fell in love with all and sundry. All sundry means various kinds. Every kind of girl he saw, he fell in love with. All one sided, of course these were all one sided, because the girl will never know that she is looked looked by followed by a boy, or a boy is in love with her. She never knows, and the society never allows her to know. So all those love were one sided. Any girl who lifted her eyes and seemed to notice me became at once my sweetheart. And any girl, some of the girls, when he looks, they might also look at his face. And when they looked, he thought that it is because of the love they have towards him. That's why they are looking at him. But there may not be such feel inside women. Boys can love with any girls, but girls girls love is another level. We study girls psychology. It is said that they are emotionally closed, so they need that emotional attachment. Actually, love at first time happens in men always. So he thought that all those girls looking at him is suddenly became his sweetheart, till someone else took her place. See how fast he changes. He he might be having one girl in his mind, when at the same time or the next day when he sees another beautiful girl, he uh, falls love with her. Thus, I had become devoted to a girl in a green sari with a pale oval face. So, he is talking about a girl who really was an attraction, whom he really remembers even now. So, green sari might be in the first when he saw her. She wore a green sari and her face was pale oval shape. And he was living in Bochana Lines, a place where he lived. And she lived in the next street, the sister in law of an engineer. And I would have missed anything in the day rather than miss a glimpse of her. So she is actually living with her sister and her sister's husband, that is sister in law. He is an engineer. So every day he follows her. He will miss anything, but he will never miss this girl in this green sari. So sometimes I followed her quietly like a slave. So every day uh, he is observing this girl. And sometimes he follows her quietly without making any noise, like a slave. So, this is a common phrase. When you are in love, you are like a slave. Love in adimapettu. And there is nothing, you follow until she says yes. After that, you don't follow her. So, like a slave, until she reached her gate and disappeared into her house without bestowing a single glance in my direction. But this girl never looked into him, because she never knows that somebody is after him, after her. Somebody is following her. She never knows. So these are all silent infatuations that he is having. I long for some engineering business that might warrant a visit to her brother in law, and then a gradual development of an acquaintance, the relationship maturing until I could freely propose to her a la Victoria Cross or Mary Corelli. So I long for some engineering business. Why he is longing for some engineering business? Because this girl's sister's husband, sister-in-law, is an engineer. So he wants to get an engineering business, some sort of something related to engineering, so that he could go to this man's house and he can make a friendship with him, acquaintance with him, and gradually through that he can develop a relationship with this particular girl. So that is the imagination that is he is having. He is thinking about, he is planning all these things to only make this girl realize his love. He is full of love sickness, so he can't escape it. He has to imagine all these things, and so at last he will propose all this through the brother, through engineering. He reaches this place, and they become very friendly. They accept him and he proposes her, like all in all romantic films. Allah means like that, like in, like happens. Allah is a French word, like uh, Victoria Cross or Mary Corelli. These are very famous writers. Victoria Cross is a writer, a British writer. Victoria Cross is a pseudonym. Annie Sophie Corey is the real name of her. Annie Sophie Corey, and she took the pseudonym Victoria Cross because her initials were VC, and she wrote very popular, racy, exotic new woman novels under this pseudonym Victoria Cross. So all these romantic novels, and Mary Corelli's very famous book, A Romance of Two Worlds, written in 1886. These works were very popular because in their treatment of love. So he was full of this heroic love inside him. I was obsessed with her night and day, and I had no doubt that she would receive the impact of my thoughts, as Mary Corelli had taught me to believe that true love recognized no boundaries or barriers. So, all these writers, all these works have really taught him that true love has no barrier. So, uh, he has no doubt that even if he, like a slave, he follows, at last, one day, she will say yes, like in these novels. So he believed in this true love has no barrier. He is imagining this love and love marriage. So that fantasy, that imagination makes him so uh, lovesick that he wants to get into, he wants somebody to love him. So This is the first paragraph of Mars in the seventh house. Hope you all understood it well. If any doubts, call me or WhatsApp me. You all have my number, or you can ask in the Google Classroom also.